Imagine living in a house where every creak and whisper tells a tale of tragedy and restless spirits. Many call it the most haunted house in America. But what really lurks within the walls of the Whaley House? Built in 1857 on the site of a gruesome execution, this historic San Diego home has seen countless tragedies and ghostly encounters. Today we dive deep into its dark history, explore its ghostly inhabitants, and uncover the chilling encounters that make the Whaley House a beacon for the supernatural. Are you brave enough to join me? The Whaley House in San Diego, California, was constructed in 1857 by Thomas Whaley. It is famously recognized as one of America's most haunted locations. This historic home initially served as a residence, but also functioned as a general store and courthouse. Its grim reputation partly stems from being built on the site of the execution of Yankee Jim Robinson in 1852, an event witnessed by Thomas Whaley himself. Over the years, numerous ghostly encounters have been reported, solidifying its status as a premier haunted attraction. Architecturally, the Whaley House is a stunning example of mid-19th century Greek revival style. It features a red brick facade, green window panes, and intricate white detailing. Thomas Whaley was notably proud of his construction, highlighting its convenience and aesthetic appeal. The interior includes period furnishings that reflect the lifestyle of the wealthy Whaley family. Again, important rooms within the house include a courtroom, a general store, and a theater, each meticulously restored to provide visitors with a historical experience. Thomas and Anna Whaley, along with their children, were the original residents of the house. Their time there was marred by numerous tragedies. Their youngest son, Thomas Jr., succumbed to scarlet fever at just 18 months old in 1858. Shortly, a fire destroyed their general store, prompting the family to move to San Francisco for several years. Returning to San Diego in 1868, they faced further misfortune. Violet Whaley, one of their daughters, endured a disastrous marriage that led to her depression and eventual suicide in 1885. These personal tragedies have left a lasting mark on the house, contributing to its haunted reputation. The Whaley House is well known for its paranormal activities, drawing both enthusiasts and curious visitors globally. The spirit of Yankee Jim Robinson, who I told you before was hanged on the property, is believed to haunt the house. Anna Whaley's presence is often sensed, accompanied by the scent of her French perfume. Violet Whaley's spirit is reported on the second floor, where visitors seem to feel an overwhelming sense of sadness. Thomas Whaley himself is seen in the parlor and the upper landing. Other reported apparitions include a woman with dark hair and a little girl, adding to the house's eerie atmosphere. Specific ghostly encounters include the following. James Yankee Robinson. He was a bandit who met a gruesome end at the Whaley House in 1852. His height caused him a slow, agonizing death by hanging, and his spirit is said to linger. Visitors have captured images of a lanky man fitting Jim's description, and Thomas Whaley himself reported hearing his footsteps. Thomas Whaley Jr., the youngest son, died of scarlet fever at just 18 months old. His tragic death left a mark on the family, and visitors report hearing the cries and giggles of a baby, along with tiny footsteps around the house. Anna Whaley is the most frequently seen visitor of the house. People often smell her French perfume or see her in the parlor. She outlived 3 of her children and her husband, and was once held at gunpoint by men seeking to steal court records, an event contributing to the dark history of the house. Despite her tragic life, her spirit is often described as comforting rather than malicious. Violet Whaley's life was marked by sorrow. After a failed marriage, she succumbed to depression and shot herself in 1885. Visitors claim to see a sad woman on the second floor and often feel and sense of overwhelming sadness that follows them until they leave. Poor thing. Talk about a romantic life and more twists and turns than a soap opera. Thomas Whaley, who witnessed Yankee Jim's execution, often appears in the house. I'll talk to you more about Yankee Jim and the Camposanto video if you haven't seen that already. He holds the record for the slowest hanging in San Diego, which is probably an accolade that nobody wants. Mr. Whaley has been seen in the parlor and the upper landing, sometimes blowing smoke at visitors, showcasing his presence in the house even after death. We all know that it's probably not that smart to buy a house where you witnessed an execution, but other than having a business sense, Thomas Whaley didn't really seem to have it together when it came to respecting the dead. I mean, talk about prime real estate. Who wouldn't want to live on top of some gallows? My 4th grade field trip to the Whaley House in the 90s proved to be extremely memorable. Some of my classmates reported seeing a girl our age staring at them. I looked in the direction in which they pointed, but I didn't see anything. They looked scared though, so I believed them. At least at that point I did. Something that happened to me personally was that I was standing in a certain area and the tour guide pointed right at me and said somebody was executed, quote unquote, right there. It definitely creeped me out. One of my female relatives had to sleep with her sister for a week after the trip due to the fear instilled by the visit. Even now in her late 30s, she won't talk about what happened. I guess nothing says sisterly bonding time like shared ghost trauma. Lastly, when I visited last time, one of the tour guides said that she saw Anna and Violet Whaley and smelled their perfume at least once every couple months when she was leaving her evening shift. Today, the Whaley House operates as a museum, offering self-guided tours that explore its rich history, architectural significance, and, not to mention, numerous ghost stories. It is a designated California historical landmark and a national historical landmark preserved and maintained by the Historic Tours of America. Its haunted reputation and historical value make it a popular destination, especially during Halloween, promising an unforgettable experience for history buffs, architecture enthusiasts, and those intrigued by the paranormal. So next time you're in Old Town San Diego and you want to be a little bit scared, I definitely recommend that you take a Whaley House tour, but at nighttime. Thank you for coming, and next time, tune in for spooky stories with the Scarebrarian.